Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, what we're going to talk about on this episode of the Bullet Points is whatever reality that the Biden administration is living in, it's not this one. Because we just had another announcement from Karine Jean-Pierre, the press secretary of the White House administration, saying that she's going to go after, or they are going to go after gun control again. They're going to get those bans. They're going to get universal background check. And of course, all the billions of dollars which they tried to sneak into like 5 different bills, that's all going to go out there too. Again, what reality are they living in? Everything is going to be linked in the description box below. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think on this one. I'm going to say a quick word from our sponsor, Kamikoto Knives, and then we're going to dive in and deconstruct the delusions of grandeur, to say it nicely. Now, the sponsor for this episode of Freedom is Kamikoto Knives. Now, of course, knives are a little outside of our realm, but every single 2A advocate needs to fuel their body, and to do that, you need the right tool in the kitchen, which is why I want to show you guys these things. These Kamikoto knives are legit. Right out of the box, check out not only the exquisite design and the nature, but look at the balance on that knife. I got a few things to tell you about them. I can't wait to hear what you guys think, and we're going to hit it in 1 second. The knives are made with a high-quality Japanese steel using traditional techniques. Each knife is individually inspected and comes with a lifetime guarantee. The knives come in a heavy-duty ash wood box, which makes them a great present. The knives are used by Michelin star chefs all over the world, so why shouldn't they fuel your freedom in your kitchen? Now, Kamikoto has several special offers going on right now and is offering my viewers an extra $50 off on any purchase with the discount code Langley. On top of their special offers, go to kamikoto.com/Langley to get your knife set and help support our channel. All right, my brothers and sisters, as I mentioned in the introduction, this is something that the White House press secretary said yesterday. This is not from 6 months ago, from 12 months ago, even though it did occur at all those times. They're recycling the exact same points, which begs the question, why? I'm going to walk through this article that they released. This is out of The Hill. Keep in mind, this is writing to a left-wing audience. That's important to understand, especially when you get to the last piece here. Enough of the setup. Let's get in, because this is important when you look at the patterns. White House on recent gun violence. Enough is enough. Okay. All right. That came out yesterday on the 2nd. Excuse me, today on the 2nd. The White House called on Congress to take action to address gun violence in the aftermath of multiple high-profile shootings in the past 2 days, saying enough is enough. Now, based in what reality? Again, we are 6 days out from the midterms. The Biden administration is going to have no power going forward, except to do the whole executive overreach, which they've been doing since their inaugurations, put that nicely. This is something that they've been consistently going after for a while now, but why hit it now, 6 days out from an election? Do you think the Senate's just going to go, you know what, we're going to vote on these things right now, you're right? No, even Schumer wouldn't do that. But let's keep going, because it sounds like there's a why here we got to uncover. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said in a statement that President Biden will, quote, continue to do everything in his power to reduce gun violence and wants Congress to increase funding for community violence intervention. There's that $5 billion they tried to sneak into 2 or 3 separate bills, all of which failed. Establish universal background checks and pass legislation banning assault weapons in high-capacity magazines. I want my cake. I want to eat it too. Don't you forget that icing, and I want candles that sparkle and then relight when I blow them out. What are you talking about? You've got H.R. 8 and 1446, both of which were passed in 2021, didn't go anywhere because they didn't have the Senate. Then you've got H.R. 1808, which is the assault weapons ban of 2022, which they passed in order to curry favor amongst far-left woke Democrats to encourage them to vote because they had nothing. Transfer a few months later, they still have nothing, which is why they are heading towards this slaughterfest that they're about to encounter at the hands of the population in the midterms. But let's continue. Again, it doesn't make sense. We're getting really close to probably what they're doing. Biden signed major gun reform legislation into law in June in the aftermath of the situation at an elementary school in Texas. The law enhanced background checks for gun buyers aged 18 to 21, made obtaining a firearm through trafficking a federal offense, and closed the so-called boyfriend loophole, among other provisions. Okay. Why would they be touting the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act right now, when those things did nothing of what their little list of dreams, from universal background checks, billions of dollars for gun violence initiatives, and what was the other one? Let's see, AR and high-capacity magazines. Maybe this little part right here has something to it, because there's always a why underlying why they're doing these things. Congress passed the bill after members of both parties reached a bipartisan agreement. Ooh, bipartisan. But Democrats recognized the legislation as only a step toward addressing gun violence and back additional proposals, such as banning certain firearms and implementing nationwide universal background checks. Now, why would they put that in this article when they're writing to a left-wing audience about what has occurred? Is it just me, or does this sound like a puff piece to, again, curry favor amongst their devoted? When you're putting out enough is enough, I'm calling on AR bans, MAG bans, universal background checks, more money for gun violence initiatives, 6 days out for an election, from the press secretary of the White House, the only thing anyone can extrapolate from this is they are begging for voters because they're writing to a left-wing audience even at the end of this article, and they say, it's obviously only a step forward because we're still going to ban stuff. We're going to do universal background checks. There's going to be billions going out the door for anybody in an activism role. This is quite simply writing to a left-wing audience to reassure them and try to get them out so they can move forward. They are in damage control, and that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments field below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.